Morning, gentlemen. Since it looks like I may never see you again because of all the cold and the snow, I thought I'd communicate with you via video. So this is your Moodle assignment sheet, and very little has changed on here. In fact, nothing has changed on here, but I want to clarify one thing. So in your social injustice essay, if you call this up, it says that I want you to quote from, where does it say? From each piece of literature discussed. I did not update that properly. I missed that when I was updating this assignment. You need to quote from at least 2 of the 4 pieces of literature we studied, and that is the short stories It's That It Hurts, Conversion of the Jews, the poem Harlem, and the play A Raisin in the Sun. One of the things that you quote from must be A Raisin in the Sun, and then you can pick one other piece of literature, or possibly 2, and quote from them as well. You're going to need 3 pieces of evidence from at least 2 sources, one of which must be A Raisin in the Sun. So that is clarification number 1. Whoops, there we go. So I'm back here. Another thing is, when you go to Google Classroom, you'll notice that I've uploaded 3 different assignments. The first one obviously is going to be your thesis statement, because you have to have your working argument before you do anything else. So if you click on your assignment and read through this, it's pretty self-explanatory. And I think if you look at the examples on the assignment sheet, it will help you to craft a good thesis statement. So that's item number 1. Oops. Item number 2 is the outline. Okay, both of these things are due tomorrow. If you look at the assignment, if you look at the assignment due date, it says, okay, the thesis statement due tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pay attention to those due times. The outline due tomorrow at 8 a.m. That's Thursday, 8 a.m. Those things are due into Google Classroom. I've also, just in case, uploaded the essay draft. Well, it's you know, if we're here in school tomorrow, it'll be fine. Even if we're not, this assignment holds. You'll notice that the due time is also 8 a.m. on Friday morning. Okay, so those are your due times, and I want you to pay close attention to those. This is not anything you haven't done before, and I think you're going to be very, very successful. Okay, the third thing I wanted to talk to you about are rough drafts. So let's say that this is a draft of my paper. What I want you to do is keep copies of all drafts, and I want you to do editing by hand with pen on paper, and then update it in the computer. So let's say this was my first draft, and then I made all kinds of changes to it. Then I want you to just copy the whole thing. I don't need the header. I'm going to copy the whole thing again, and then I would come down and I'd put some space in there, and I would just paste it in there. So I've got the exact same thing 2 places, and then I'd edit on the second one. You'd print out the second one, and then when it's time you do your editing on the second one, you'd go back to your computer, you'd copy the second one, add a bunch of spaces, paste it again, and then edit the third one, and so on. I'm going to want to see the progression on this paper. So make sure that you keep copies of every single draft, whether you do it in Word or whether you do it in Google Docs. Doesn't really matter to me. Just I want to see the progression. Okay, and then the last thing I want to talk to you about today is brainstorming, which is what's due tomorrow. Well, it's actually due today. So what I would like you to do is to take a screenshot or something of your brainstorming and upload it into Google Docs, and I will put something in there about the brainstorming as well. So when we're doing brainstorming, let's remember that I want it to look like this. Let's see if I can show you how to do this now. Okay, so let's say I chose as my topic the race. Oh boy, and social justice. Okay, so that was my topic. Remember, I'm going to put my topic in the middle of the paper. Then I'm going to think about all the pieces of literature that we've studied where this topic seems to be coming up, where somebody's race or somebody's ethnicity or somebody's religious preference or anything like that is an issue. And I'm going to come up with every single specific example I can come up with. So here's example number 1 from text A. Here's example number 1 from text B. Here's another example from text A. So this is example 2 from text A. And then let's say I've got another example from text A. So that's example number 3 from text A. And then I think of something that has to do with text C. You know, maybe now I'm thinking about conversion of the Jews. So I've got something from example from text C, etc. So I want it to be in this scatter format like we have been doing, where you have your multiple examples. And then when you have all that information there, and it all has to do with that central idea, then you pick your 3 best examples. Maybe it's going to be, let's see if I can do something fancy here. Maybe it's going to be this one, example number 3 from text A, and example 1 from text B, and then maybe you're quoting from 3 different ones. You do example number 1 from text C. So pick your 3 best examples, and that will be the outline of your paper. It should be easy to outline your paper once you have a really good brainstorming session. You want to have 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 different examples. When you have that many examples, you get to pick the best 3. It's what I call an embarrassment of riches. So, good luck, everybody. Stay warm, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow.